Welcome to the animated recap. Guys, we already have completed the whole series of Ice Age franchise, but recently a new part of it is released and its name is The Ice Age Adventure of Buck Wild. It is a story of a different kind of bird. Guys, if you didn't watch all the parts or you missed any part of the series, then you can find all the parts of the series in our channel Animated Recap. In the beginning of the movie, the whole story is explained in Ellie's voice. That how years ago was a mammoth who used to think that he was the last mammoth of the universe. Then there comes a two-toothed tiger who had a dispute with his family. Together these three saved the life of a baby and returned it to humans. After this, Manny found another mammoth who was Ellie. Ellie used to live with two possum brothers who were Crush and Eddy. They spent a very good time together, did many adventures and also explored the lost world as well. According to Ellie, she had drawn all the animals of the second, third, fourth and fifth parts with their adventures. Ellie was so excited to show these sketches to his brothers. She wanted to capture all the memories. Here we see two possum brothers who were ready for another adventure. They think that if we break the entire mountain, no one will be harmed and they will also have a great fun. What happened if we were not pampered? Actually, Crush and Eddy were upset with their elder sister as she treats them like a baby. How about they live alone like bachelors? Party all the time and spoil the things. Here Manny, Ellie and Diego were together and Ellie was narrating a story and Diego was not listening to him. At once Ellie starts shouting and tells everyone to run. A storm is coming on their way. Manny takes Ellie, Diego and Sid aside so they do not get caught in the storm. It was all the fault of Crush and Eddy. Because of their fun, a huge mountain broke. Diego gets mad on them and was ready to eat them. At the same time, Ellie comes there and saves them. Crush and Eddy tells them they don't want to live with them anymore. They will work and live independently. Manny tells them they need protection. If anything bad happens to you, you only know how to act like a dead. And this acting won't always save you. You cannot find your food. You can't sleep alone at night. Ellie refuses to both of them and says you will stay here with us and won't go anywhere. Crush and Eddy take these things seriously and finally they decides to do a new adventure. Upon falling night, Ellie says to Manny that you mustn't have scolded my brothers. They are young and small, that's why do such things. Sid is also not less than others. Everyone knows how stupid Sid is. With this, Ellie tells her whole story that she was left alone. Both possum brothers were with me. When I was left alone, Crush's and Eddy's mom took care of me and raised me up. We used to play together. When their mother died, I became the elder sister of them, and since then I'm taking care of these brothers. And these are part of my family. Before I met you, I used to live with them, and I cannot think of living without them. After finishing the talk, everyone fell asleep. Then Crush and Eddy wakes up and goes to Ellie and asks for forgiveness. They say to her they want to leave them and live their life in their own way. After this, Eddy and Crush leave. Next morning when Ellie wakes up, she thinks, why is there silence everywhere? She becomes anxious as it could only happen when Crush and Eddy are not around. It means Crush and Eddy has left us. Ellie fights with Manny that yesterday you scolded my brothers and they took it to their hearts and left the place. On the other hand, Eddy and Crush were gone so far. They were having fun. They were ready to jump when there appears a crack in the snow and they reach straight down. When they reach down, they realize that they already have seen this place. This was the lost world, where many animals along with other species of dinosaurs were alive. They don't stop and moves forward. They sense that someone is chasing them. Then they come to know that they were followed by the reptiles. They run fast to save their lives. They didn't still sit, and when fell on the ground, a giant spider attacks them and makes them run far away. They were about to be the prey of reptiles when Buck arrives here. Guys, if you don't know who is Buck, then you must watch the third and fourth part of the series. Here back to the main story where Buck has arrived and saved the possum brothers. Crush and Eddy goes mad after seeing Buck and says to him that you are a superhero. You saved our life. Buck says I'm not the superhero, I'm just like you. By the way, why you people are here? Eddy and Crush lies to him that they are here with the Ellie's permission. Buck didn't believe them on insisting Eddy, and Crush tells him that they are out there for fun and own survival. They can take care of themselves. We don't need family anymore. And from today onwards both of us will stay as bachelors. Buck then tries to explain Eddy and Crush that it's a very dangerous place and you can't live here. Anything here can make you dead within minutes, so better is to come with me, I will take you home. Before leaving, Buck takes Eddy and Crush to his home. On seeing the home, Eddy and Crush remembers their dream. Buck takes that way to take them home when on his way he meets his old enemy whose name was Orson. Buck and Orson were in a dispute since a long time. Buck asks Orson, how did you escape from Lava Island? Orson says that I will tell you these things later, but for now I want to rule this place and I will finish all the animals and will live here alone. Buck explains to him these things are of no use. Buck had two possums with him, so he didn't fight Orson. He takes Crush and Eddy and leaves the place. In order to keep them safe, Buck brings Crush and Eddy to his home. They like this place and go absolutely crazy as this place was matching their dream world. Crush and Eddy didn't want to leave that place. In a moment they ruined everything in the Buck's house. They broke everything and were having fun all the time. On the other side, Ellie was so upset for them. Manny says Diego to smell them and tell how far have they gone. Now Buck here tells Eddy and Crush the story of Orson. He narrates, many years ago we planned to make this place beautiful. We had a team and there was a water hole. Everyone could live happily and no one will harm others was the deal. But Orson didn't want this. They had a fight then in which 2-3 animals of their team were killed. After which Orson was left alone in the lava mountain and no one knows how did he escape from there. In the flashback we see Orson was running from the reptiles and was climbing a mountain. He was also a coward animal. His mind was his weakness. His nails were so sharp that when he touched the mountain it started the flames. After watching fire all the reptiles get manipulated. Orson then understands how to take control over these reptiles. Here Orson sent reptiles to Buck's home so that they could kill Buck along with Crush and Eddy. Buck here tries to explain Eddy and Crush to hide as there are reptiles outside. But they were so stupid that they created more noise. Reptiles were about to kill them when there was a gas spray from somewhere. This was the gas spray of a skunk. With this spray all the animals becomes unconscious except Crush and Eddy. Because they don't get affected by the skunk spray. Buck when wakes up come to know that it was Z. Z was actually the part of Buck crew. But now they don't work together. Z always worked according to the plan but Buck never made or followed any plan. Crush and Eddy becomes excited after seeing Z. They consider her to be the most powerful girls. Buck and Z start the argument. On the other side Orson reaches Buck's house but finds no one there as they all ran from there. Orson with his team was ready to attack the water hole. Buck, Z and Possum brothers also reach there and inform all the animals to run away from that place as Orson is coming with reptiles to attack them. They all were escaping when Orson reaches there with his whole army. Buck escapes from here somehow, but this time Buck was about to fall the victim without any plan when Z asks him whether he needs a plan now or not. Crush and Eddy asks them to make a team. Buck also suggests to rebuild his team. And they also wanted to make water hole just like before. With being a team they also needed more members. A war with the reptiles was not an easy deal. Buck shows them the map and tells they have to reach the Lost Lagoon. Z and Buck made a skull boat and them all takes a ride in it. And keep moving forward so far. Here once again Buck and Z quarrels. They blame each other for losing the team. Buck blames Z and Z starts shouting at him saying it was all your fault. On the other side Ellie was still worried about Crush and Eddy as still they were missing. Here Crush and Eddy see Buck is sleeping, so they must soar the boat now so that they could help Buck. Next morning when Buck wakes up, he sees Crush and Eddy soaring the boat, and they also brought a lot of new things from the forest. Buck was still thinking that they cannot survive alone, as they don't know which thing is good and which one is poisonous. All the fruits they brought all were poisonous. They also had lizards with them which spew fire from their mouth. Finally Buck with his team reaches Lost Lagoon. There he came to meet Mama Terrax. Mama Terrax, after hearing them, refuses to help them as she was having a toothache. Buck tries to help her, but Terrax, due to the pain, don't do anything. Then Z did the spray and Mama Terrax falls unconsciously. Buck then removes the tooth of Mama Terrax to relieve her pain. Orson also reaches here with all the reptiles. Buck and Z tries to wake up Mama Terrax, but she was still unconscious, and when wakes up she still feels dizzy and don't face anyone. Buck was left all alone now among all the reptiles. He tells Z he still have another plan. He asks her to leave with Crush and Eddy to a safe place, and he will handle rest of the things. Now Buck surrenders in front of Orson by saying, "You wanted to have me. Now take me with you." Orson throws Buck in a cage and take it to the water hole. Here Crush and Eddy feels bad that they are not helping Buck. Z tells them now they can only help Buck. "Who said to you that you can only act of dying? You are so courageous. You can do everything you want." They get ready to help Buck, but their training was going very bad. Z still did not give up. Here Manny, Ellie and Diego finds the hole from where Crush and Eddy must have gone inside. They come to know that Crush and Eddy had gone to the lost world. They must go there to find them. On one side Ellie, Manny and Diego reached there, on the other side Z was ready with Crush and Eddy to save Buck. Orson had kept Buck in a cage and was about to leave him in front of reptiles. All these reptiles were ready to make Buck their breakfast. But then Z gets into the fight and drops many reptiles. Crush and Eddy didn't stay behind and also take part in killing reptiles. From the distance Ellie watches her brothers fighting bravely with big reptiles. Now Buck also have come out of the cage. But these reptiles were still listening to the Orson. Crush and Eddy were now in the middle of all the reptiles. All animals were here and there, but only Crush and Eddy were among the reptiles. This was their last attempt when they almost about to die. It's when they realize that Orson is controlling the reptiles through fire. So they take out their lizards they brought from the forest, and the lizards starts spewing fire from its mouth. Seeing the fire, all the reptiles became addicted of Crush and Eddy. Now Crush and Eddy were the owners of these reptiles. They act like dead now, and all the reptiles do the same. Now they were not listening to the Orson. Here reaches Mama Terrax and throws Orson out of the forest. All the reptiles here listens to Eddy and Crush as they have become their slaves. On seeing Ellie, Crush and Eddy rushes towards Ellie and hugs their sister. Ellie was also so happy that his brothers were so brave. Manny praises Possum brothers that you have done a great job. Diego and Sid also praises her. Now Crush and Sid says to Ellie, "We want to discuss something serious. Actually we don't want to go from here. We want to live here with Buck as we have built a new team and we will keep everyone with us." Ellie says she has no problem at all, but can they take care of themselves? They say yes, and then Ellie allows them to stay there. Crush and Eddy were happy that now they can enjoy their bachelor and freedom. Ellie asks them to make a promise that you will always come to meet us. All of them become emotional as before they all used to live together, but now Crush and Eddy have separated their ways. Now we see Buck again builds a team in which Crush, Eddy and Z are the new team members. With this the movie ends here. In other parts daughter of Manny and Ellie was shown, but in this part her presence was not shown. The movie ends here. So guys, did you like this part of Ice Age? Did you enjoy it? Tell us in the comments and press like and share button. Also subscribe our channel and press the bell icon.